Hello, Libra. I wanted to do a series of messages offering some words of power during some times when people may not be feeling like they have a lot of personal power. So, I'm going to be using the Rider Waite Tarot deck as well as several different Oracle decks, which I will list below. So, let's just get into it, right? So, from the Rider Waite, let's take a look at what your underlying issue is. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and under the deck, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. So, with this Queen of Pentacles, this to me is speaking of someone who is coming into abundance by walking away from disappointing situations, or they're coming into a time of feeling very secure and stable within themselves in the material realm after experiencing some heartbreak and disappointment, maybe some loss. With this card, I feel like you're really becoming grounded and centered within yourself and what you could provide for yourself, as opposed to expecting and waiting for someone else to help you and provide for you. Because I feel like doing that caused you a lot of heartache and pain, and also loss in the form of, these persons or individuals not being able to provide for you. And, I feel like it could be a job also. Maybe it fell through for you and you've just really had to hunker down within yourself and maybe become, more self sufficient, self supporting, maybe get into some entrepreneurship, or just take your attention off of matters of the heart for a little bit and focus more on your material realm, which has been working for you right now and really helping you feel like you're getting some of your power back from that. I mean, I just get like this image of you like leaking emotions and leaking energy through your heart with these swords pierced through it because you're pouring so much into it and it's just being, pierced. This could be negative words with these swords. It could be harsh truths that people may have been giving you, not to help you, but to kind of tear you down. And so this has caused you to move away from that and focus on what you can create in the material that can bring you the stability that you need so that you're not needing to depend on people who are using your dependency on them for some type of material gain to cut you and to use it as a way to take your power and maybe feed their ego or feed something within themselves. All right. Let's look at the mystical wisdom. And I have Dragonfly, live life to the fullest, and seek knowledge. So yeah, I feel like you're getting away from looking at towards others, and I feel like you're looking deep within yourself to figure out what it is that you need. You're studying the way that you think. You're studying the way that you move. I think you're doing some deep retroflexion. I don't know if that's a word, retroflexion. I'm gonna put that in the links below if that's a word. I'm gonna look it up. Introspection. You're doing some introspection to see what it is that caused you to get into a circumstance that made you lose your power or caused you to feel like it was necessary for you to give away so much of your power in the first place, particularly with you coming into this Queen of Pentacles energy, which I feel like might be new for you. And so being in that energy is causing you to wonder why you haven't done it sooner. I think you might get a lot of insight to that, as you continue to look at what trips you up or what are some of the pitfalls that get you there. In doing that, I think you're looking at, what causes you to feel like you get the most joy, what causes you to feel as if you are basically just living life to the fullest, following after the things that are the desires of your heart and having the courage to do so. All right. So let's get a Sacred Traveler card and see what message is coming from that. Okay, quite a few fell out. But let's do... I did see joy and delight and gratitude. So I feel like you're grateful and happy right now with where you are. Yeah. This Rider-Waite card was peeking from underneath this Three of Swords. It's the Ace of Wands in reverse. So I feel like you're not taking action towards situations that no longer serve you. You're not allowing, people to take action towards you. That's not going to help you. All right. I have grace and gratitude and also ascending the mountain. Keep going forward. So I feel like you are in a state of gratitude for the things that you have because you're feeling very secure and stable in your material realm, even though you came out of a period of feeling very emotionally imbalanced or feeling like you suffered an emotional loss. I feel like your material realm is kind of making up for that. This is not to say that, material things are more important than heart things, but I feel like for now, because there was such an imbalance, that is helping balance it out. And so, because you have the main things that you need taken care of, it's putting you in a place to where you can focus on healing those heart things at your own pace, but you're not in a crisis situation where you feel like you have to sacrifice your heart because you don't have the material things that you need. Again, I feel like you may have been depending on someone to provide your material needs. And because of that, it gave over way too much power of this person over your heart because you're having to sacrifice that to get what you felt you needed. Okay. Um, this is mm, almost like selling your soul is what I'm kind of hearing here. Um, So yeah, you're moving forward and you're moving up. You're going onwards and upwards. And I feel like you're grateful for the things that you learned, the things that you are learning about yourself. And it's only going to help you to heal and get better and better. It's so much easier to do that when you have your material needs being met. When you're not, like you're in survivor mode, it changes your brain, it changes how you interact with people, all of that. So let's look at the mermaids cards. Okay. We have morning affirmations and yes underneath the deck. So this is saying that, you need to continue to tell yourself positive things. In the morning, the significance of that is when we first wake up in the morning, that's when our brain is the most susceptible. That little waking state where you're half asleep, half awake. If you can tell yourself positive things, um, you can impregnate your mind with an expectation of good things happening for you. And then for the rest of the day, your day will be it'll have a foundation of expecting wonderful things to happen, which will only further you. Um, Also, with this yes card, I feel like you might be getting intuitive nudges or guidance in the morning. Like when you first wake up, you might be half asleep, half awake, and you might, hear something or you might get a thought or you'll be thinking about something or come off the edge of a dream and then you're getting like this information, and I feel like what you're getting is guidance that's giving you next steps, or it's giving you insight about situations that you weren't aware of. And with this yes card, is telling you yes, that you're right, that is correct. It's giving you correct guidance. You may have questioned if it was just part of a dream or you're just making it up, but this is saying yes, and to take action accordingly, whatever that is for you. Okay. you know and with morning affirmations and trying to be in a healthy place, hopefully that's good stuff that you're getting. So stuff that's there to help, not harm, you. But mostly, if you're um, in a state, you're going to get stuff that's going to come from a high place for you. But you'll know if that resonates. All right, let's get a card from the Angels of Abundance. For Libra. Oops, you have a lot. Okay. So you have deservingness, sever vows of poverty, the power of prayer, and partnership. So under the deck, we have let go of guilt. So you may have felt bad, like you weren't doing what you needed to do. You may feel guilty because you're coming into such a good time for yourself and you're taking your power back. There may be some codependency. And sometimes that happens when we're in toxic situations where we feel like we have to sacrifice ourselves for material goods or needs to get our needs met. And when you come out of those situations and you're doing better, sometimes better than the person that you were giving yourself over to, you might feel guilty or you might be made to feel guilty. But this is saying that you allow your light to shine brightly, even what you're getting, and to not feel guilty because you deserve that. And you don't deserve to be in poverty and lack. And, to speak to God. Like if you can't find people around you that are going to give you words of encouragement or encourage you in this new place that you're at, pray to God and ask for guidance, which I feel like you are getting with this other card talking about morning affirmations and how when you wake up in the morning, you're getting guidance. That is your pep talk for the day. And when you're in partnership with God, you will get that information. You can call it God, you can call it your guides, your ancestors, whatever that is for you, that higher aspect of yourself, that place, that space, you'll know it when you're there. But in those kind of partnerships with that's going to give you what you need right now. So, if you were in a relationship and you were heavily dependent upon having that kind of relationship and needing that kind of partnership to feel like you're successful or you're getting that stability, I feel like this is saying that you need to focus on your partnership with your higher power, your higher authority. And when we're speaking about your powers, the personal power, I'm not saying to give your power away to some imaginary thing. I'm talking about that deep part of you that is the place, the seat of your power, and that's going to continue to fuel you here. All right, let's get a wisdom oracle card for you, Libra. That's a lot coming through as well. Let's see. Just one clear card, please. All right, we have breathe. And underneath the deck, we have never ending story. So in reverse. And new life in reverse as well. So I've been getting like the new life a lot. With the breathe card, and the pose that this woman is sitting in, it's kind of speaking to me of the importance of meditation and breathing through situations, and just getting in connection with yourself. Okay, there's a 9 and a 2 that comes to an 11. So I think of, conscious connections. And I feel like this is about connecting with yourself. And for me, a lot of your power right now is going to come from connecting deeply with yourself and removing yourself from the cycles of repeat drama and trauma and things that just drain and take away from you. Because what that is doing is basically taking your power. You're giving too much power to others, or you have in the past. And so in order to rebalance that, you're going to need to focus on connecting deeply within. So again, connecting with that morning affirmations, listening to those intuitive guidances that you get first thing when you wake up. And then also throughout the day, maybe taking some time to just breathe. If you don't know how to meditate, because it's difficult for me as well, listening to a track and just kind of laying down quietly and just allowing yourself to just be with yourself is the best way I can describe it. Just give yourself time to be with yourself and allow yourself. You'll find that you'll start communicating to yourself and you'll get what you need in that, as opposed to looking at an external source or another person and trying to see what you can get from them, because you might get some confusing messages, especially during this time. That's not to say that you become a hermit and wall yourself off forever, but it does seem like there's a lot of hermit energy in this reading that is speaking towards this kind of energy as being something that's going to help to increase your personal power at this time. All right, let's get a Sacred Rebels Oracle. All right, the card that I got for you is Going Beyond Normal and Be the Hunter, Not the Hunted. So I'm hearing with this, you eat what you kill. And I'm not hearing this in a way that's meant to be predatory in nature or to take from others, but I'm hearing this from the state of you hunting your own things, going out and chasing after the things that you want and being able to get your own food and your own supply. So basically, you're putting the effort into getting what it is that you need instead of waiting for somebody else to get it. And in doing so, it gives you more power over your living, your ability to have stability, your ability to feel as if your needs are being met. Particularly if you've been in circumstances where you're not in equal partnerships or in beneficial exchanges with others. Okay. And in order to do this, you're going to have to go beyond the normal. And to go beyond the normal, you're going to heavily need to rely upon your intuition. You're going to need to rely upon those morning affirmations and that time space when you're communicating with your guides and you're getting ideas and insight on what it is that you need to do to get the things that you need. I feel like you will have supreme success with that if you are able to do that. And you commit yourself to doing that at this time, okay? So let's get a Peace Oracle card to wrap up your reading. We have simplicity, right? Just off the bat, I just hear like sometimes the simplest things are the best things for you, okay? And we have transformation underneath the deck. And we also have trust, okay? All right. I feel like you are transforming the way that you deal with yourself, the way that you see, the way that you see abundance, the way that you see poverty, not having the things that you need, abundance, all of that is changing right now in a very radical way. I mean, I feel like you're going from a state of like extreme lack, especially with this severing vows of poverty, to a state of like infinite abundance. And it's coming from being grounded within yourself. I feel like you're shifting from a place of having to depend upon others to provide that for you, sometimes in very toxic, unhealthy situations, to now being in a situation where you are providing that for yourself. You're being shown and you are showing yourself that you're capable of doing that. And it's really opening up your entire awareness to all kinds of things that you may not have been able to even fathom because of the expectation that you had for just living in life. And the most beautiful thing about this is that it's coming from a simple place. It's not hard. It's not something that you have to fight, scratch, kill, steal, destroy for. It's not something that you have to, sacrifice your soul for. It's very simple. It's just trusting yourself, trusting that voice within yourself. All right. All right, Libra, that is your word of power for this video. I hope that this was helpful for you. Thank you for joining me on this channel where we are dazed but not confused. Until next time, I will see you later. Bye bye.